Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome in to a Football Friday edition of the Right Side of Campus. I am your host, the big man on campus. Hope you're having a great Friday, November 15th, 2019. We're about 15 days or 2 weeks away from the Thanksgiving holiday. It's a great time of year. We start up another weekend here as we got football, basketball, all sorts of things in full effect. As I said, I'm the big man on campus, and he's Donnie Rightside. Donnie, how you doing this morning?
Yeah, doing good, man. Eventful day, Friday. A lot of information moving around in the NFL. We got a lot of good topics to talk about, so it should be a fun one.
Yep, a lot to get to here today. We'll get to a lot of headlines. Obviously, we'll do some deep dive here on Myles Garrett. We'll hit it all. We'll talk about the suspensions. We'll talk about what exactly went on here and why the hell our good friend Rightside was asleep for it all. We'll get to that. We got Carmelo Anthony. He's back in the NBA. We got college football tonight. Two games, Donnie, that are kind of interesting, and I'll tell you why when we get to those a little bit later. We also have a couple of college basketball matchups to just break down, try to get a feel for that card, and we'll get into the NFL. We got plenty of storylines, Donnie, headed into another week 11 in the NFL, and I'll even maybe throw out a nugget or two in tomorrow's college football. Tomorrow's college football card, Donnie, many would argue it is the possibly best betting Saturday of the season. A lot of interesting angles tomorrow. So a lot to do, a lot to get to. Let's start it off, Donnie, with the obvious Mason Rudolph, who, I really just want to set the stage. We all know what happened, okay? There was 8 seconds left in the game. Garrett sacks Rudolph, a little scrum ensues. The one that we all saw, the actual live feed, didn't do much justice for Garrett. It looked as if he was pushing Rudolph on the ground. We've seen other views and but whatever. The truth of the matter was Myles Garrett violently assaulted a quarterback with his helmet off, with his own helmet. That is a weapon, Donnie. You've played football, Rightside, okay?
Yeah.
Those helmets aren't – this isn't like you're going to Dick's Sporting Goods and buying one of those fake
Nerf.
helmets.
Like it's Nerf.
Yeah. This is a heavy instrument, Donnie. This is like swinging a flail.
Yeah, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to go grab one real quick.
Yeah. Donnie's got one. Very good. It's like swinging a medieval flail at somebody, And he violently assaulted someone in the NFL, another player in the NFL, a quarterback, I might add. Now, I want Donnie to kind of show the helmet because we can kind of see how heavy it really is. I think we all kind of know, but it doesn't really necessarily show. Like, people, I think, don't realize how heavy that helmet is. You're swinging it around like a weapon to hurt somebody. Now, let's see this helmet.
All right.
Okay.
You there?
Let's see the helmet.
Yeah, look, here's you got a regular one, regular grade, heavy as hell.
Yeah.
And then you got the old, like, Hutch helmet, which is like 1 pound. Like, it's not a fake helmet. I'm not talking about
that's the real helmet right there.
Yeah.
And let's add into the fact that nowadays the helmet might even be more heavy. Okay, so you have a guy who just went off the reservation. Now, let's make this point, Donnie.
Hold on, Jeff. This helmet was 1999, this helmet, ready? And on the back, it has a warning, and it says, Jeff, and I quote, "Do not strike an opponent with any part of the helmet or face mask. This is a violation of football rules that may cause you to suffer severe brain or neck injuries, including paralysis or death. No helmet can prevent these injuries, but you can hurt yourself."
Now keep in mind, Donnie, this happened on a football field. We get that. Okay, but let me make this first point. If I on the street, Donnie, hit you with a helmet, I am going to prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It's that simple, okay? This happened in a game on a football field where a defenseless person, I don't want to hear, he charged, he did. It doesn't matter, okay? Because, Donnie, in the court of law in a real-world situation, it doesn't matter what provoked me. If I hit you and you die, I'm going to jail for murder. It's simple. This kid could have been severely hurt. And with the emphasis now, Donnie, on protecting players, especially quarterbacks, this person should not play another game in the NFL. I don't care. I don't want to hear he made a mistake. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's a grown man in a football game. He should not play for at least the rest of the season. And with the emphasis on protecting quarterbacks, I don't know how you can actually – how do you allow this guy in the league again? I mean, this is a violent act that he should go to jail for. It's very simple. The court of law is not what you think is the court of law. The court of law is simple. If you assault someone, no matter where it is, you should go to jail. Simple.
Yeah, I don't want to see him go to jail because I was in sports are a little bit different on the outside. No, he did, but he's going to get fined, and the fine's going to be equivalent to millions of dollars probably in his case with how many games he's going to miss and all that stuff. And I mean, it was awful egregious, and I agree with the NFL taking really – you talk about finally a league that's taking swift action. Like, what did it take? Less than 24 hours, and this dude's out of the league, basically telling him, you're suspended indefinitely. Forget about this year. Forget about the playoffs. And we're going to take steps that maybe you can come back next year, which is amazing, which good for the NFL, man.
Yeah, they were terrific in this situation, Donnie. They went out and made the right decision. I also think it's awesome that they did not suspend or fine Mason Rudolph. He shouldn't have been. Mason Rudolph was a victim here. It was clear he was on the ground. He was being shoved into the ground. He got up to defend himself, and his helmet was removed, and he was hit with it. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah, there's zero suspension. Nothing. I don't even know where anybody comes up with the quarterback had a – like, first of all, it's the end of the football game. He gets taken down. They're tussling on the ground. Okay. You get your helmet yanked off. And for the people who say, well, he should have he escalated it. If my helmet gets yanked off, I'm going to let the guy know and try to get as close as I can. Right. Number one, to try to get my helmet back. And number two, give him a piece of my mind. And then he gets knocked over the head with the helmet. It's crazy.
There's so many opinions on this situation, and we know that the fanboys are going to come out, the Cleveland fans that love their guy, whatever. That's why fans suck sometimes, because they have some of the most delusional opinions in opinions. But at the end of the day, Mason Rudolph, who, by the way, Donnie, a couple weeks ago had a head injury. He had a injury.
Yes, knocked out in a game cold.
Remember that gruesome injury, Donnie? It was ugly. This is Bush League. This is disgusting. And look, to be honest with you, in the post-game interview, he didn't sound like he was very remorseful.
No, he wasn't remorseful at all. He was zero remorse. And I got to tell you, like, if you're Cleveland, like you're a fan of Cleveland, like I know Myles Garrett might be one of your favorite players. Let me tell you something here. If we just had our biggest win of the season and maybe a way to like say, you know what, our schedule not that bad. We can make some waves. We'll see what happens. If Fletcher Cox did that in Philadelphia and got suspended, I would be furious at Fletcher Cox, man.
Same. I don't know how you can actually, as a fan, actually support this behavior. Listen, Donnie, we all have opinions on what you shouldn't do with life and what you shouldn't, whatever. If someone attacks you, you have your right to defend yourself. But this isn't the street, Donnie.
No, exactly. That's the whole point. Your point is correct. Like, I see that going around Twitter, and it's the equivalent of this. If me and Jeff are messing around on a Friday night at 11 o'clock, I had a couple things to drink. Me and Jeff got mad. We threw punches in his house. Nothing is going to happen. But if me and Jeff are with a company and on the air and threw punches at each other, we're going to get in trouble, probably lose our jobs. Same thing as if you were in grade school. Let's just say you're in 8th grade, Jeff. You square up at lunchtime with a guy. You will be suspended. How about on Saturday at the basketball court, you square up with the same guy? You're not getting suspended. It's completely different situations where you can't do this in that environment. Yeah,
listen, Mason Rudolph, who did not have a good game, if you watch the game, he did not play well. He was a victim here. He was violently assaulted. And, I mean, listen, I know we all have our opinion on the criminal system and the justice system. Donnie, there's no viable argument you can make. And I love how people always make it other things. Like, well, what about if a baseball player throws the ball at a guy? Well, first of all, it's not illegal to pitch in the MLB. But if it was someone who violently threw at someone, yeah, I could understand why criminal charges were brought. People need to understand, Donnie, the law is not what you think the law is. The law is the law. There's laws and there's truth and there's things that actually happen. What we saw, Donnie, last night was a guy assaulted someone with a deadly weapon that is heavy and can cause bodily harm. Donnie, go right now, go Google, and look at what the aggravated assault definition is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was done last night. Now, I know because Myles Garrett is a big-time NFL player, nothing will happen. And as usual, athletes, celebrities, and famous people get off on things that you and I and everyone in this chat would go to upstate prison for. They all get off for it. But at the end of the day,
Myles Garrett, like, why don't you just drop the helmet and throw a punch at the guy? It would have been way less penalty.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about it today.
That's what I mean. Like, oh, what a cheap shot. Or we actually wouldn't be calling it a cheap shot because technically, Rudolph is around and he's coming forward. So, that's going to be a 3-game suspension. He'll get fined. But the fact that he swung the helmet, man, the NFL, like the worst case scenario is like helmet to helmet contact. I can't even imagine helmet to head contact.
Yeah, it would fucking hurt. If you're Rudolph, I would have fell down.
He got him pretty solid too. It wasn't like a glancing blow.
And look,
he's lucky he hit him with the back end of the helmet, not the crown of the helmet. And
listen, the NFL will, punish these two, but I don't know why Ogunjobi and the other one were suspended. What was Pouncey suspended for? Sticking up for his teammate.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I see the point.
I know the NFL is going to do something about it, but at the end of the day, if he get fined for that,
he's good. Well, you're going to lose 3 game checks.
Every player in that team should give part of their game.
They will.
That's there are rules, and he'll get suspended. We get that, but you can't knock what he did for his team.
Nah, the Pouncey's a ride or die, man. That's you like to see that, and other NFL organizations like to see that type of stuff where players stick up, and he didn't like name the guy, but you saw what he was doing. And again, none of this. Pouncey wouldn't be suspended if Myles Garrett doesn't act like an idiot. Like that's the whole thing I'm upset about. Like he had to get 3 games. I understand it, but he wouldn't have been put in that position. Like he's defending his teammate coming in, and probably the kick, I would say, probably got him to 3 games because it didn't hurt Myles Garrett, but it looked poor optic wise. But that's terrible.
Nick Ritz, who Donnie, people like him are the worst. They're the worst people on earth. Donnie, look what he wrote. Read that out loud.
Yeah, it's a troll account. He's just trying to get it.
Nick, you are a complete imbecile. Like you shouldn't be allowed to breathe air that we all do. Like you're that stupid.
Well, then if that was the case, wouldn't the African American community be furious at Pouncey for attacking another African American as opposed to just swinging on a white guy? You know what I mean? Wouldn't they be mad?
I mean, and as usual, Donnie, people use Twitter as a way to say dumb stuff and nothing happens. Josina Anderson, who is a legitimate reporter, tweets out some nonsense. Listen, Donnie, I'm as liberal as they come. Okay, I will always side, random ways. But Donnie, these people that make it a point to irresponsibly tweet bullshit to get a rise out of people and to try to cause some stir are the worst people on earth. Some of the worst. She tweets last night that this happened because Rudolph said something racial to Garrett.
Would you have the tweet? Do you have it? What's up? Because it didn't say that, but it intimated the guy went off the hook.
It intimated that Rudolph was racial to Garrett. We all know it. You know it, and I know.
No, but I want to read the tweet though. Let me see.
Classic white guy talking with his white privilege. Yeah. That's what it is, right?
It says the exact tweet was, "I would bet." Now this is even double. This is actually crazy, and she's lucky she deleted this. I would bet Myles Garrett will say he heard Mason Rudolph call him something egregious. Never seen Garrett act like that. Egregious, yeah.
We know what that means. We know that you think. We know that and I saw other people tweeting it too, that Rudolph is a racist, Donald Trump supporter, and that's why he did it. I mean, listen, Donnie, at the end of the day, I think, whether it's you or me or anyone in the media or anyone in that's an athlete, I get you want to call Garrett or Rudolph, you want to call him whatever you want. I don't care. But when you start calling into people are racist or it was a football thing. No words were said. Myles Garrett violently decided to hit somebody with a helmet. It's pretty simple. He's not going to play the rest of the season. It's pretty simple there. And that's all we have to say about it, right?
Wild, man. I can't it's caught everything by storm, but I like it because you watch ESPN and Stephen A got to play the good guy today where he's saying Myles Garrett is wrong. And Max Kellerman, whoever wrote his script this morning, said, Max, you're going to play the guy that completely backs this role. It's wild.
No, he genuinely believes that. Guaranteed. He's a complete fuckhead, Max Kellerman. He's a fuckhead idiot. And that's it. I guarantee Max actually believes that.
Yeah, but would ESPN be allowed to do that, though?
Yes.
Wouldn't people get angry if they flipped the tables where Max was backing the quote-unquote white quarterback and Stephen A. was backing the African-American athlete? Don't you think they had to write that in the script saying, look, we can't have it this way. Max, you have to back Myles Garrett today.
No, I guarantee that's how Max actually feels. That's per usual with him. But yeah, so Donnie, today we were called we're white with white privilege, and that's I mean, because I just astute being
or if the angle that Mason Rudolph escalated it. So if we put it in a real day, me and you, Jeff, square off. You punch me in my mouth. I go to my car, get a gun, and shoot you. Well, he escalated by punching me. Not really,
Donnie, you know how most people, a lot of people go to prison for killing people. You know how they go to they go to prison for it? Yeah. Accidents. Things happen that shouldn't happen.
Sure.
You hit someone the wrong way and they die.
And they fall down and hit their head, yes.
Very simple. Maybe you have a drink of wine or two, and you might not be drunk per se, but according to the law, you are.
Correct.
You're going to jail. You're going to kill someone, you're going to jail. That's why you've got to be smart with. I mean, and that's why for me with this whole thing, it's incredibly troublesome because if he hits him in the wrong place, he would die on the field, Donnie.
Yeah.
And for people that always want to say, well, they play a violent sport, anybody could die. But it's in the rules. That's what you signed up for.
In the game flow, correct.
You're not signed up for being hit in the head with a helmet when your helmet's off.
Yeah, NASCAR, you drive around, crashes happen, but it doesn't matter if Dale Earnhardt turns around backwards and drives the opposite way on a racetrack to go hit somebody. That's different. Yes. It's not in the role of the game itself or the sport. Come on.
Yeah, Rudolph is a victim, and there's no other argument other than that he wasn't or was. It's just he was.
By the way, now, Jeff, looking forward, right? Forget about the suspensions and Pouncey's out and whatever. These two teams got to play in 2 weeks in Pittsburgh. I mean, look, I'm not going to say there's going to be some extra hits on the quarterback in that game for one team, but I'm just saying.
I got to tell you, Donnie, I mean this. I think it's over.
But this isn't like the
Baker,
Rams and the Packers where it's not this is a rivalry.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
I get that, but I think if you listen to the comments after the game, Baker Mayfield, I think, was visibly annoyed about it.
Yeah, because he's going to get because he's the one that has to pay the price.
Yeah, well, I think he handled it well. I think he was right. Odell Beck, they all kind of vilified Garrett for it. Freddie Kitchens was pathetic. I mean, his press conference was hilarious. He's just not prepared to handle that team. but is it any secret, Donnie, that they are the most penalized team in the league?
It's a direct reflection, yes, that you can lose your mind that much. And let's not talk about I hear all this stuff oh, Myles Garrett, he's so quiet and he paints off in the all his off time. He's had a couple run-ins already this year in the NFL, but you have to be out of your gourd, Jeff, to do what he did last night. That's not just, I lost my mind for a little bit. You have, that's one of the cardinal sins in the sport is what he did. You could throw punches, you could twist helmets, you can punch guys in the nuts, you can, hit them in play, go helmet to helmet. You'll get a $30,000 fine, but nobody gets mad at that. What he did was the ultimate cardinal sin. Yeah,
and I think was lost on. No one really brought this up, but you heard Garrett in his interview just saying a win is a win. And it's what was that all about?
I don't know. What he should have known right away. He should have been already
over in the locker room,
exposed, and his the GM. Not to forget about the GM. I'm talking to the PR people. Look,
why
this is really bad. You need to take this mic right now. Accept all. Say I accept whatever penalties you give me, and blah blah blah. I lost my mind. It's unacceptable. I deserve to be penalized. We won a football game. I distracted it completely by acting like an idiot with 8 seconds to go, and instead he's yeah. Game was tough. Yeah, it was tough, man.
Yeah, pathetic. Really pathetic. What a Bush League move. I thought Baker Mayfield, Donnie. A lot of people would knock Baker Mayfield, but I thought he handled it pretty well.
I don't know. And then Baker Mayfield's going right back to the press saying the press is going to make it is a big deal. to talk about this. Oh, no, they'll make it a big charade out here again. But then again, like I know, like the same way if you're a baseball player, and let's just say Reese Hoskins or whoever, somebody gets plunked from the Phillies pitchers plunk somebody, and you're up first the next inning. You are muttering under your breath like, you sons of bitches, because I'm the one that's got to pay this freight. So now in 2 weeks, you would have loved it. Like if Baker Mayfield looked at the schedule and was like, thank God we already played them twice. He's got to go to Pittsburgh, and he's the guy that is going to be under wraps in that game. So he's got to be like, you goddamn it, Miles.
Mike Tomlin also was very odd the way he handled that. I mean, like he just was like, oh, I don't want to say anything. Like, I'm not talking about this. It's like,
I said enough. Please,
yeah, I said, I'm not talking about
it. Now, how about Jeff would have made it better if him and Freddie Kitchens came to blows when they were next to each other? Now, that would have set it off, right?
Yeah. I mean, who would you pick? Yeah, I'm all over.
Oh, Tomlin. Come
sure.
on, man. Yeah. Like, I know Freddie's got the size advantage, and, you know, maybe he's a tough Southern dude.
Kind of a bulldog.
Yeah, I think Tomlin would win that battle.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it was a despicable night. It was very sad, and it overshadowed actually a pretty good performance by the Browns and overshadowed a pretty bad one by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But you know, Donnie, at the end of the day, I think the Browns, I mean, were you real impressed by that performance? Because, I mean, at most points of the game was never really out of hand. I mean,
no, it wasn't. Before you can look up, like when they got that 14-7, say, wait a second, this game feels like 35-0, and it's 14-7.
Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive. The Steelers defense.
They need some offense. The Steelers defense played well. Like if you're talking about just from a Steelers defensive perspective, they played certainly well enough to win that football game, but they're atrocious on offense. They can't run, they can't pass. Their quarterback was just airmailing everything. It's amazing. Like we talked about before, it's amazing they beat the Colts. It's amazing they beat the Rams. Now they did beat them, but goodness gracious, man, going forward, like you said, what can you get out of the Steelers offense? Nothing apparently, and they all got injured. Is anybody going to be able to play next week?
Yeah, well said. Dean Leathers is telling Rashawn Brown to leave the chat. Listen, I can't disagree. Rashawn, you might want to just take a day off, bro. I don't know if I would share any of your thoughts publicly. They're pretty dumb and pretty bad.
Sean's upset today.
They're pretty bad, actually. He's saying like Rudolph was the guy that should be. You know, he's just like, what are you even talking about, dude? Like, are you even like coherent today? You drink too much last night, Rashawn? I don't know.
Jeff,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, just off topic here about the is there one team living the charm life as the Dallas Cowboys with Stafford out this weekend too? I mean, come on, man. Is JC like maybe it's for the greater good, Jeff, where Garrett gets like that 7-year deal, you know, from the Cowboys. Wow, he won the division again.
Lions win this week.
Oh, jeez.
I like the Lions. My team. Hey, they were right in that game till the end last week.
What are you getting the 7? Taking the 7?
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we all have to realize in pro sports anymore, it's just like go with what doesn't make sense, right?
Yes, exactly. And the one that we'll get to is the Eagles with every single person that matters injured on offense, and the line doesn't move. What am I missing?
Right. This show is gold. Can't believe it was once canceled.
Oh, damn. Who was?
Yeah, well, so are we. Put it that way.
It might be canceled again. You never know.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, Donnie, I did want to bring that up, but while we have plenty of
people. Oh, yeah, that's right. We almost missed that. Yeah, there was a retweet. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to kind of get on to this because someone reached out to you and I about when will we start talking about more sports instead of just sports, which is what we do on here. Basically, he was saying that we don't talk about enough picks, Donnie. We don't give enough stats out. We don't give enough trends out. We don't give enough breakdowns out. Don, do you have any point about that you want to bring up?
About what?
Like, do you have anything to say about that comment?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this should be like, thank God Donnie and Jeff actually come on and intertwine sports, social topics, and capping during one show. It's so refreshing because every other show I tune into is Dallas over Detroit. We got Dallas -2. The New Orleans over to Tampa Bay -5. We went over 179 plays today. Good luck on your card. No, this is fun. Ain't this show fun? Yeah.
I'm getting real close, Donnie, and I mean this. I'm at my wit's end anymore. Like, I'm really getting close to just doing my picks and shutting this shit down. I'm serious. I'm getting to that point. I'm getting tired of it. I don't get anything out of doing this. And all I get is people that have issues with what we're doing. You know, sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up and take what we're giving you. I don't get anything out of this. Do you, Donnie?
No, other than it takes an hour out of the middle of my day. So
right. 5 o'clock where I sit there for 45 minutes and go through info for all of you. The hour I do beforehand to get ready for the show. The 6:30 show where I go out of my way, even though I could just keep betting NBA like I've done for years on end and make my money and just leave it at that. No, I decide, because I know people like it, I come on, I try to get other people to come on with me. And you know what I say to them? Hey, right now, can you just do it pro bono? That's what I'm doing. I could be, Donnie, I have a family. I could go see, my parents have a new house. I haven't seen it yet. I got a girl that's a fucking, she's so great. She wants, I can't, there's certain days where I'd like to go do other things. I'm overweight. I'd like to go work out.
Jeff, we had a big topic today. We were ready to go have pizza together and we canceled it.
Yeah, because I actually
canceled my pizza, man.
I didn't. Yeah, because I actually do have something to do today. But it's like I go out of my way to like bring content to people, and I haven't really ever asked for anything. Over the last 2 years, I might have asked someone to buy something for me once. I've given out more info than anyone in this business combined, and you've got people on here that still want to fucking complain about it. So you know what I'm going to do? I might just wrap the shit up and just spend my time on what I'm doing, on my life. Because I don't get anything out of this. It's these ungrateful fucks that have no, Donnie, you with your with this show, we don't have to do it. NFL, Donnie, I get up at 9, 10 in the morning sometimes. I don't go to bed till 3 or 4 some nights. I wake up to do a show on Saturday and go through every fucking college football game. Every one. You know I do that, Donnie? Every one. I don't get anything out of that. So things are going to change here. And if I don't see any of you again, some of you again, sorry. But something's going to change. And whether Donnie continues with us, whether Skeeb continues with us, we'll see. And we might not see some of you because you all think that we're just going to do this for free forever. Things got to change, man.
Amen.
Not happy. I'm not happy with this shit.
Here we go, Jeff. Big man. People have issues because you're constantly negative and you yell at your fan base. Donnie is always level and smooth. I agree, Jeff. Howard.
Fine. Then I won't do it anymore. What you will do is you'll push me and I'll just stop. It'll suck because I like doing this content, but it's not funny anymore to me. I don't have fun doing this anymore because all I get is shit from people. Like I'm just doing this because I enjoy it.
Now, Jeff, how about if you did it without a chat box?
I wouldn't give a fuck about that.
It wouldn't be as fun though if we didn't have a chat box though.
At the end of the day, I'm not getting anything out of this anymore. So, It
is what it is, right? As we say.
Yep.
What else we got? Other topics?
Feel free to continue, Donnie.
Come on, I want to this one. I mean, what a just hilarious move. I mean, washed Carmelo. Jeff gets signed by Portland. I mean, come on, man.
Well, look, I mean, Portland needed to make a move. Portland just doesn't have a ton of bodies right now. And, Donnie, I as we're on bones to pick with people, all due respect, what are you talking about NBA for?
Dude, he's washed. Come on, man. Everybody
but they need bodies, Donnie. Do you understand the state of their roster currently? He's a guy that can hit jumpers and score. That's what they need. They need a guy that can give them 10 and 5 a game. And Carmelo can do that. The problem they're going to have going forward is Portland is not good defensively right now. Carmelo's not going to help that. But they need some bodies. I could say maybe could a developmental player help a little bit more? No, I don't think. Carmelo Anthony still can offer something to a team. Is he the player he once was? I think your comments about being washed, is he the player he was 10 years ago? Of course not. But I think he's accepting the role that he's going to have. So
they actually got him on the cheat. He's doesn't even have a guaranteed contract, which is wild. So are they going to give him like a couple games and then cut him loose? Like that'd be crazy if he agreed to that.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think he will become a decent role player for them. Give them something more than they don't have, because they really, Donnie, they're in a tough spot right now because they're driving Lillard and McCollum into the ground. Hassan Whiteside doesn't really offer much at all offensively. You've been out without Zach Collins. You don't have Nurkic. Bazemore and Tolliver have not been good. I mean, you're basically depending on Anthony Simmons and guys like that. It's not good enough.
Yeah, we're seeing a tough spot out west, even over the years. Like, they paid a lot of money to these guys, and they have no shot at winning anything. It's kind of an interesting thing.
They are 4-8. They're not 0-9 or something. They're going to get Nurkic back, which is going to help significantly soon. They're still a playoff team to me. I think they'll be fine. And that was one of the reasons I took them at 40-1 to win the entire thing. I thought it was too high with those two on the team. But, yeah, I think Carmelo will give them a little bit. He's going to give them more, Donnie, than what a D-League player is going to give them. As far as defensively, that's going to be the problem. All right, couple of comments here. Eagles are signing Jay Ajayi. If I couldn't be more annoyed today, let's talk about that.
Jeff, let's talk about a GM real quick, right? So he knows everything. Nobody knows anything outside the buy. So he looks at it, it's like, all right, Alshon's really banged up. I got a running back with a stinger. I'm not so sure he's going to play. Why don't we just sit on this injury and hope it gets better? And then you lose Darren Sproles, which gets injured in practice every year and is out for the year, the past 2 to 3 years. What do you do as a GM? What is your only job as a GM to insulate your lineup against catastrophe, right? Why does it keep happening?
Because it is a systemic problem that this team has and has had for years. And the fact that they won a Super Bowl, Donnie, is really unbelievable because they shouldn't have. They had no business winning a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves. And the fact that they did, I think, papers over the cracks of a long-term issues that they have. They still have systemic problems. They're still a team that can't keep people healthy. I've never seen a team, Donnie, that goes to a bye and gets injuries as they come back from the bye. And it's investing money in guys, Donnie, that you shouldn't be investing money in. Why are we signing Darren Sproles? I mean, why not cut him at this point?
Just a nice guy, exactly. Because if you cut him or you let him loose, you get an extra roster spot. It's the ones I always get mad at. Sudfeld, who will never see the field this year, but you keep him active as opposed to making him inactive and opening up another roster spot. It never ends, man. It just never ends. Deshaun Jackson was an active roster guy for 8 weeks, knowing that he wasn't going to play, and then he comes back for one play. Jesus. And he's actually a still active roster spot.
They're going to get destroyed this weekend. They are. They're going to lose by double digits. So get prepared, Eagle fans.
That 3.5 going to 4.5?
Maybe 5. Hottest sideline reporter. Just
Are there any more? Did they do that? Because I know they used to get in trouble for that stuff. There was a good, the heyday from the early 2000s. I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore.
If you're talking about just reporter in general, on in ESPN or whatever,
she's only there because she looks good.
Okay. Because if you're asking me who the hottest actual female personality in sports is, to me there's two, and I think these two are on another level than anyone else. Taylor Rooks and Roz Golden Woody is fucking unbelievable. I mean, she is so beautiful. It's not even, I look at her and I just she brightens my day, dude. To that point, she's well spoken. She's got some class to her. She dresses like a real woman, Donnie. She doesn't need to put her tits in her face or she dresses like a woman. She is, to me, she is just unbelievably beautiful.
Because I remember back in the day, when the young Aaron Andrews, the Jen Browns, before Sam Ponder, Sam Steeles, they were rolling some high level talent out on the sidelines, and they don't do that anymore. I don't think they're allowed to anymore.
Donnie, do you know who Taylor Rooks is?
No, I don't.
Google her. Tell me she's not fly, dude. She is. Her body's ridiculous, dude.
What's her name?
Taylor Rooks and Roz Golden Woody, man. Two of them together. Wow.
How tall is she? 5'9", not too bad, yeah.
She is excellent, man. What a beautiful woman. All right, let's get into some sports, Donnie.
Chris Thompson, all those that you guys are mentioning. Yep.
Yeah. Before we get to the sports, though, I do want to shout all the great people that are in here, though. You know, the Jukes BSGs, the Guans, the crypto cappers, the people that are great supporters of us. I appreciate all of you. I've been able to build this channel up. I know there are so many people that appreciate this info, and I don't mean to call you all out. I'm just getting to the point where I've got to start making some money off what I'm doing. I can't. I've done this for free for so long that it's like, you know, wherever you work, you get paid to do a job. You know, like Donnie, you're at SBR. They pay you to do content.
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to build something here. I've got to build it, and I have built it, and I need to do something about that. So to all of you people that actually listen, and to the people that are in here and whatever, I thank all of you for coming in.
By the way, your Ross Gold girl, she was furious that Mason Rudolph didn't get suspended because he started it.
She was?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I guess I can understand why he maybe should get suspended, but he was mostly the victim. In fact, he was all the victim. So
there should have, matter of fact, Jeff, there should have only been one suspension and one fine in that. How do you like that?
Say that again?
There should have only been one guy suspended and only one guy fined in that whole fiasco.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I would not, Ogunjobi, I don't know why he was suspended.
Yeah, that guy. No, he actually. I would have gave him 5 games just for being an idiot. Like, he just comes in and plows into the quarterback. Like,
I thought it was kind of funny, honestly.
If he does that during the game, Jeff, he probably gets more of a fine than he actually got then in the scrum, which is kind of funny. The best part about it is he knocks him down, and Rudolph's looking like, "Hey, man!" And the worst part about it is, it's like Mama Cub, or Mama Bear protecting, the little cub. Like, the quarterback is to an offensive lineman, you can't touch him. But the thing I laughed at is, like, he's getting like choked out on the ground, and you have, I think, Filer and maybe even, I don't know who, DeCastro, whoever was in there holding him. I'm like saying, you guys aren't doing a good enough job, because he's able to still get loose and bust him in the head. And Pouncey just comes out of nowhere like, I'm going to handle this myself right now. And then Rudolph gets knocked down right behind him by Ogunjobi. And like Filer comes in and is like, hey, man, you can't really do that. It's crazy, man. Like the level of I got your backness on the Steelers is so evident. It's nuts. It's like Pouncey will ride. Like, if you're wearing Steeler gold out there, I will ride or die with you. And everybody's like, you know what? I'm going to use my head on this one. It's crazy.
Let me tell you something. If I'm with Donnie and somebody fucks with Donnie, you know what's going to happen? They're getting a fucking one of these in the fucking side of the head as hard as I can do it. It's that simple. Shit is just wild. Like, I don't know. I'm still amazed that actually happened last night. And boy, I guess the networks love it because they can talk about it all day long. Now, if Donnie spouts his mouth off to somebody like a dickhead,
yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to do anything.
Yes, you would.
Well, I probably would, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to viciously attack someone for no reason with a helmet or a Fiji bottle.
Yep. Would you swing the Fiji bottle at somebody for me?
Yes.
All right, cool.
100%.
I like that.
Because you're my friend.
I like it.
I'm going to ride or die for my friends.
Yep.
But I'm not going to like just viciously attack somebody for no reason. Like, that's a lunatic move. That's like a sociopath move.
By the way, Ogunjobi, Jeff, his comment after the game that he was just trying to go in there and help his teammate out. It's pretty good, man. I
mean, I guess in the time of like what was going on, I don't hate what Ogunjobi does. Like, he doesn't do it. Who knows if he even saw it, Don? He's running with his head down.
He knew exactly what he was doing. It was like
that shit happens. Like,
yeah, but the reason why he got suspended is because that could have really escalated it more, because you had the one fight going on, and theoretically the lineman would have been right. Like, if you're just standing there and your quarterback gets run over again, like, I'm surprised that those Steelers linemen didn't haul on Ogunjobi too. I mean, that would have really set it off.
By the way, these people with this fucking Popeyes, you're the fucking worst.
It's good.
You were everything. Like this kid on the internet, this kid in wherever the fuck he is.
He loves fried chicken, man. You can't see that as you as like a little kid saying that.
What kind of family, Donnie, would actually submit their kid to stand in fucking cold to get free fucking fast food? This
free chicken, yeah, but no, it's not fast food. It's Chick-fil-A is not fast food. It's delicious.
You are a fucking loser if you love Chick-fil-A that much. You suck. I hate you. And you people that'll beat other people up and like Popeyes is so good.
Now, see, what's interesting?
Trash.
Like, have you ever worked at a fast food restaurant?
No.
I did as a kid. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something. I worked at McDonald's when I was 16 years old in Magnolia, New Jersey.
Really?
Yes. That was my very first like real job. It was like over the summer from like, May to.
What was your job there?
I was front counter. So I worked the register. I didn't have to cook.
So you never made any food?
No, I never made any food. I used to go back and eat the food. I mean, it was like a dream come true back in the day because they didn't like ration off you leave like a bag full of food every day, but I made like $4.15 an hour, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, these places, Jeff, aren't built to get overloaded. And when you look at the people like me, I was 16 years old. Maybe the shift manager was like 18. Like when these places are getting blitzed and people like yelling, it does get a little bit wild in there because I know Popeyes was getting run over for like 2 weeks, and these kids in this they're not built for that. They're not built for like a streamline. You know who's built? Like Chick-fil-A knew what they were getting into right away. Like I have a Popeyes right around the corner from me. You could drive by, whether it's KFC, Arby's, or whatever. It's not that busy and it's manageable. I can only imagine that these places just get avalanche when they're not ready for it for like hours at a time. I'm not surprised that it pops off like that because the customers are angry. The people working, like I'm working here for, I said back in the day, like $5 an hour. At least you're getting at least 10 or whatever, but they're not built for that, man. It's no surprise they're rumbling with everybody.
I mean, you've worked in like the retail business.
Yeah.
I worked for a cell phone company once. Like when a store is busy, man, like it's cool and all, but then you kind of realize like I'm just overwhelmed right now. I just want to be like it's that would be brutally like ugly. That would suck. I feel like just to make that much money and you're getting very little out of it. But yeah, look, waiting in line for a sandwich,
getting that, it's really good. It is really good.
I could understand if it was like Kobe beef and like amazing sushi or like something like that, but a fucking chicken sandwich, something you could make at your house.
You can't make that at your house, Jeff.
But it's bad for. It's like. I guess I shouldn't be talking about bad for you, but it is bad. Like, it's really bad. I don't eat it. Yikes. Okay, let's get into some sports here. Before we do that, Don, I want to bring this thing up. This kid from Belgium. Did you hear about this kid?
No, I didn't. You said don't look it up, so I didn't.
Well, I didn't know if you'd heard about it randomly or something. Donnie, there's a kid. His name is Laurent Simmons. He's 9 years old. He is set to graduate this week from a college.
Oh, the 9-year-old. Yeah, I took a shot at Florida State on that one. Somehow worked that in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear about this much anymore. I remember when I was a kid, I'd heard once in a while about this, but he's studying electrical engineering at Eindhoven University, and he's set to finish his degree next month. I mean, that's pretty unbelievable, man. These child prodigies are fascinating people. Like that. How is it even? I don't even know how it's possible, Donnie.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you mature enough to even learn at that level? I don't know. Like some real crazy advanced brain.
I guess basically his mother says that he's like a sponge. The absorption of information is no problem for him. The focus will be on research and applying the knowledge to discover new things. I mean, these are the kind of people, Donnie, that you have hope for the world.
Yeah.
His mother joked that she ate a lot of fish during the pregnancy. Not sure what that means. Amazing. So there's a good little story for you, Donnie. We've got kids like that are going to be figuring out the world going forward. So we can all be well aware that we're happy about it. Are we happy that kids like him are going to be?
No, come on, man. Slow down, kid. Live your life. You know what I mean? Be a kid. Be a kid. Go through your teenage years. Go to the prom. Relax. Relax. You got a whole life to live, man.
And also, by the way, Donnie, another thing back to the chicken sandwiches. So we go from the highest levels of society to arguably the lowest levels of society, Donnie. You ever notice the people that wait in line for stuff? You ever notice it's always like why not spend that much time like in your career or like for something that actually matters? Like I remember when I was a kid, Donnie, people would wait in line for sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was always the kids that like live with their mom still and didn't have a car and they might owe child support or they might owe something to their, somebody, they're actually in line.
Yeah.
Like, isn't this a societal problem that we care about the wrong things? Like you see these people that like go to sporting events and like fight other fans and like people that like commit these weird crimes. Like it's always like people that if they put more time into their actual life, I feel like they would be a lot better for it. But I don't know. Maybe I should just shut up on this, shouldn't I? I don't want to get myself in trouble here. What's up, Teddy? Thanks for watching. Teddy Nix, what's up? People that wait in line equal losers.
Wait, what are we talking waiting in line for? Like, just what type of line are we looking for?
Like in general, if you wait in line for stuff, you're a loser. Like,
but what is it? Just because it's busy, or you're like, yo, I got here like an hour early, and it's not even open?
Oh no, that's fine. No, that's
like
fine.
the losers that go out that used to go out on like Black Friday.
Yeah, they're losers. Yeah, total losers. Because like Donnie, like or like people that do this, people that like drive 10 miles to get gas 6 cents cheaper.
Yeah, I see. No, yep.
Those people are the worst.
Yes.
Another group of people that I hate, people at the grocery store, Donnie.
Oh, we're just gonna. Yep, I was just gonna bring that one up. Yeah.
Feel the need to still like they have every coupon ever created.
Yeah. I thought this one was 3 for 99 cents. Or excuse me, 3 for 89 cents. It now says 3 for 99 cents. So I'm like, yo, here's a dime, man. Come on.
Or people that are. I go to my barbershop the other day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And there's a check sitting on my barber's station.
Yeah. Yep.
And I go, check? He goes, yeah. Somebody wrote that to me. Like, we're still writing checks out here for like groceries. Like, do people still do that, Donnie?
Yes, absolutely they do it. I've seen it.
It's brutal. Just brutal. I hate those people. I hate all those people.
That is a hilarious one. And also like when you're in like the and by the way, I like to tell the story a lot. And if you follow me on Twitter for a long time, it usually finds its way back in. If we go to a grocery store, a Nike outlet, a Gap, or wherever we're buying clothes, no matter what it is, there's 5 registers open with an equal line, Jeff. I will pick a line and guaranteed I will be last to go up to the register. I'm telling you, Jeff, I'll get it like, I just picked one out. There's 3 people in this line. There's only 1 in this line. Let me get in this line. This is the guy that's having a problem with like his, the beans were $1.99 instead of $1.19 or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I am the world's worst line picker ever.
Now, like if you write checks for like rent or something, like I don't care about that. But like if you're writing checks at like a grocery store still,
or even if you're writing a check to go a pair of sneaks, what are you doing?
Exactly. Now, Donnie, I got to bring something up before we get into actual sports. I got to bring something up to the chat to you actually. Listen, I'm trying to. Who is this guy? Christian Walsh. Okay, Christian, I'm trying to have a show with Donnie. He can't focus on things. Can you please stop talking about yesteryear on the chat? Talk about that after the show, will you?
Jeff, what did Tony Soprano say about that?
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation? Like, I love you, Christian, but dude, do me a favor. Take that off the show, will you? Because I'm trying to get Donnie to concentrate. And when I'm talking and he's like spacing out, typing something, it's not easy. It's not easy. So please, dude, take that and go over. Like,
if you guys want to railroad the show, just bring up stuff from my past, and I'll write back to you while Jeff's trying to get me to answer something.
Well, no, it's just going to hurt the level of the show. Because when Donnie's engaged, the show's fun.
Oh man, it's great.
So Donnie, I might have to hit you with that helmet. Stop.
There you go. Yeah, maybe I had too many helmet hits in my life.
It would kind of Donnie be the equivalent of like if we were doing the show,
yeah,
and I'm over here like talking to somebody like.
Jeff, the line's 3.5 on the Atlanta game. What do you think? Which game is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Jesus, stop. Brutal.
That's a good point. It is.
All right. Okay, quickly. Donnie, we're not going to get into all this shit today. We talked way too long about stuff that isn't sports related, so I'm sure a lot of people won't like that.
That's why people are in here listening.
Here's what we'll do, Donnie. We'll go till 2:15 today. Okay, so we still got about 20 minutes. Now, my question to you, Donnie, what do you want to get to? College football tonight. I just want to bring up something here.
We'll go.
La Tech and Marshall. Donnie, last night it was reported it was lost in the scrum and everything. Jamar Smith, the quarterback, Adrian Hardy, the receiver, suspended tonight for La Tech. So La Tech's going up to Marshall with a freshman quarterback. Here's my angle, though, right side.
2.5 to 6.5, the line move, by the way.
Exactly. If this gets to 7.5, I will bite with La Tech. And I'll tell you why. La Tech this year has been really impressive. I know they're going to have a freshman quarterback, but Marshall, Donnie, 7-15 over the last 3 seasons is a favorite. I think they've covered 1 time laying points this year. This is just simple to me. I am not betting Marshall as a favorite. And if I can get them above a touchdown favorite, I'm definitely going to look to take the other side. Look, I know the kid's playing, and I don't love that situation, but that's a lot of points to lay for a team that doesn't necessarily cover a lot of numbers. So I'm going to be looking towards that. Look, Marshall is a dog I like, but laying points, I have no interest in doing so.
By the way, Jeff, the college football slate this weekend that you were bringing up, saying, good stuff.
Yeah.
And, there's some good betting opportunities. I actually did a video on a couple of games here. It looks like I'm getting some pretty good lines. The one I had, Jeff, I did the video on Temple, and they were up to 6.5. Mm-hmm. And now it looks like they're creeping back. The Pinnacle's 4.5. FanDuel's 5. So it looks like that's coming back into play. I didn't agree with that line movement, sending Tulane all the way up that high. It's like 3.5 to like 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Temple's at home. You're never going to find me really have much interest in betting against Temple at home.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good at home.
No, they are. They're always very good. And, I wanted to bring one more thing up. I saw a trend that I really wanted to bring up about that game. Let me get that here. It's actually really good. You know what I hate, Donnie, when you exit out of things on your toolbar up top of your computer that you need, that you exit out.
And you got to find it. By the way, another one I had, Jeff, looks like I got line moving on this one. Same thing I did last week, betting Clemson in the first half versus North Carolina State. Same thing with Wake Forest. It was at 20 when I did the video. It's now 21.5. And there was some big injuries for Wake Forest this weekend as well. So,
yeah, Donnie, Temple over the last 17 games is a home dog. 13-4 against the spread with 8 outright wins.
Yeah.
So, be cognizant of that if you're going to look towards betting. If you're going to look towards betting a Tulane there, San Diego State tonight. I can't watch.
What's up with them? I love the head coach. I love the way they play defense. But can we move into this millennium on offense with that team? I mean, come on, man.
Man, they are really hard to watch on offense. They are really hard to watch. And Fresno is a team that can move the football. I don't have much in that game, but I'm kind of eagerly awaiting that game at the early game with La Tech and Marshall.
What's the game of the week this week? Like, what's like for the viewing purposes? Nothing really yet. Just gearing up for like the Iron Bowl and stuff for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baylor's a good one. That's a real good one. Just a lot. You always ask me that, and I never really know because I don't really look at it like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if I bet on the game, it'll be interesting. But yeah, I took Baylor. I took them plus 10. I don't. Anytime Oklahoma's a double-digit favorite, I look to take the underdog. I just don't think their defense is very good, and I think Baylor's got a shot to win the game. But I have my eye on some other things. I'll get some more stuff out. Having a good season, so looking to keep that going. Donnie, we got some horse racing coming up at Churchill Downs. If you want to get involved, I have a horse for you. If you want to join us, now we have plenty of time. 10 minutes to post, so we can get our bets in, and then come back. We've got Churchill Race 3, Donnie.
Who do we got?
For me, I like the 3, Sagara. The 3.
Let me get a look at this class here.
Big drop in class for the 3. She's fast.
Race book.
I'm kind of looking like the 3 here. We got a couple of scratches in this race. The 1 and the 4 are scratched.
Wait, where are we talking about? Where's the
Churchill Downs? Churchill Downs. The 7's
10 minutes. We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, the 7's interesting as well. 3-7 I like. I like both those horses. Champagne Bling I don't think has much chance. This 8.
I'm going weightlessness in this one, Jeff.
Weightlessness. Yeah, I think though. I don't know if the horse can win. I think he can hit the board though. Maybe take a shot with it to go.
Yeah, I'm going the 2. I'm going the 2 in this race.
Okay, Donnie's going to go 2. And Joey Rice likes the 2. I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna go 3 and 7. I'm gonna take the 3 and 7. both to finish first or second. I'm going to hit, first or second, 3 and the 7. So we have
Is this a claiming race, Jeff?
I don't know.
It says 7,500 for each. So if the horse wins, you can pay 7,500 and get the horse.
7,500 remaining. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Got a good race here. Should be a good one. So you're going to go the 2, Donnie, to win, or just?
No, I always go to win. I'm always the guy that goes to win.
Yeah. Again, I think this horse could be second or third, but I'd be surprised if it wins first. But Donnie's going to go with the 2. I'm going to go with the 3, Segura, to win. And I'm going to go with the 7 to go first or second. So I'm going to go 3 to win, 7 to go first or second. So
by the way, I got a quiet job. I'm on my local right now. My local doesn't have horse racing, but my local has high school football in Kentucky. What is that about?
Could be a high level.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
High school football. No other state. Just Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's where their book's based. I don't know.
And so if they're based in Kentucky, I don't even get horse racing. What's wrong with this book, man?
Better broad saying better than exacta. I'm kind of over exactas. I'm just looking to kind of separate 2 bets, So yeah, we're gonna go with those. You got this 2. I'm gonna go 3 and 7. All right, Donnie. You got these college basketball games. Just want to bring those up.
Merrimack, Dartmouth.
Yeah,
not a lot of tickets on this game.
Real quick.
4:30 start too. Yeah.
Yeah, real quick on this one. I like Merrimack in this game. Dartmouth is not a good 3-point shooting team. To win against Merrimack, you've got to be able to shoot the basketball, and they play that really good zone. They've got a guy in Javaris Hayes who's terrific. I think Merrimack can hang around here. I think there's too many points. Yeah. I like Merrimack +7 against Dartmouth, the Big Green, Donnie.
Oh, yes.
As they're called. The other game, I like Auburn to beat Northridge. Donnie, Northridge has been terrible defensively, giving up like 93 points a game. They're without their best player, Lamine Diane. He's academically ineligible, Donnie. This kid's a lottery type of pick, and he goes to Northridge. That's how good he is. He's not playing tonight. Auburn shouldn't have any trouble at home here. They should crush Northridge. I think they win by 30.
What about Auburn, Jeff?
Yeah, I just said I like Auburn. Yeah. Are you listening, Donnie, again?
No, I did. I wanted to say if it was total in that game, 156.
Yeah, I worry about Northridge not scoring enough points. I think Auburn just destroys them. All right, we're eagerly awaiting the
start of the 2, baby. Let's go 2.
Yes. 2. You want the 2. I am on the 3 and 7. Segura to win. I like the 7 to win or place. So those are 2 I like. I am worried about that little 2 there. I am worried about Donnie's horse a little bit. I have some concerns, but I'm feeling good about it. Let's rock with that, and we will have some fun here. Donnie, we've developed this. This has been kind of a fun thing. This
you got to put it up on the screen, but you can't watch the quicker feed, though.
I have one feed. That's the thing.
Yeah, but no, you can watch it through the YouTube feed with the rest of us, Jeff, with the rest of the people.
Well, I'm not here. I don't want to watch it with the people. I'm calling the race. We'll figure it out. Let me get this race up here.
And by the way, also like the legal books, like Sugar House, which actually, I wonder we're going to move this over to Rivers, as they say it is now, and FanDuel. Why don't they have horse racing? What's the deal with that?
Because they want you to go to OTBs and PA bets.
Why would they care about that?
Because they're in direct competition with PA bets and those kind of places. Horse racing's got its own thing, its own commission, as far as I know. Why they don't have it, though, that's a good question. FanDuel doesn't have it. I know that.
You figure they would want it because more people might be able to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something.
Yeah,
it's definitely something that I feel like they should have. I mean, it's kind of holding them back, but I guess they're kind of looking at it like, I mean, Donnie, does horse racing have maybe a thing of where, like, if they have a certain state, so let's say there's legal betting in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Are horse racing kind of like liquor stores where no one can do it?
Yeah, I don't know, because even like before gambling was legal in New Jersey, you could go on the Twin Spires and still like bet like horses on the internet.
You can still do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I just don't know why it's not tied to like a sports book or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess maybe it's monopolized where only PA bets and like Twin Spires.
Yeah, no, there's some reason they don't do it. So.
All right, let me get some. Let me get a feed up here. Now, Donnie, what do you got going on the rest of the day? Any plans today?
I show at 4:00 and the normal Friday stuff. I like Fridays because Friday's closer to the weekend where get some good stuff.
100%. All right, let me log in here. I get a little stream up here.
Let's go 2.
What's your horse's name again?
Weightlessness.
Weightlessness. All right. Let me get this screen shared here.
How long till post? We in yet?
We got a couple minutes though.
Damn. What's my odds now? So I did it at 8-1. We moving it? Did I move it at all? Did I move this line with my $5 wager?
Yeah, you should be getting a stream there.
There we go.
This isn't our race though. This is Aqueduct.
Shit.
I actually took this race as well.
Aqueduct. Is the CBB and NBA show still not going to happen today? Don Deasy says, Jeff.
Correct.
Are you and Ski getting to go? You're off today?
No, I'm not doing the shows today.
Nice.
I'm busy. All right, here we go. We got this race, and then we'll get to ours. I love Aqueduct. This is probably my favorite track.
How many laps, Jeff? Oh, look, 3/4.
Come on, 3. I got the 3 here.
When's my ours is
Next.
3 minutes. Damn, 4-horse. What up? Shoo.
Don't knock the 4. I've seen horses like that come
All
back
the way back like that?
I've seen horses like that win.
Damn.
I mean, he just had a bad start. It sucks.
So he doesn't want to be claimed, Jeff. You know what I mean?
He couldn't get out of the gate.
Now, can you claim any horse you want, even if it doesn't win?
Yeah, you can buy anyone.
Mm-hmm. Who'd the TVG guys pick on this one?
I just brought it up. I don't know. I didn't see.
Pulling away. Boom. All right, let's go to under a minute, Churchill.
Look at that 1. Wow.
So what's TVG? Just take
Look
you
at
around to
that
every
trifecta.
single race going off?
Yeah. Look at that trifecta. 8, 9, 30. Wow. That'd be a nice payout.
There's 13, the best number in the business.
There's your horse.
2.
There he is.
Who's the man with the 6 in the background? What do we got? 18-1. Yeah.
There's my horse.
Yes.
5-2.
Awesome. That's worked in my favor, man. Bastard was 8-1. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Now he's down to 8-1. What's going on here?
Bets come in, they go down.
Jesus. I think it's a scam. It's not like a scam to me. What happens if you had to bet? What happens if you had to bet football, basketball, baseball?
Yeah, it would suck.
But they just were susceptible to the closing line. Oh my God.
I get 2 horses that are 3-1. Yikes. Anytime Calvin Burrell's on a horse, I bet it because he's like a GOAT trainer.
Homie, you have nothing better to do than bet on horses. Big man, get real, homie. There you go.
No, actually, I don't have anything better to do. But thanks for watching, man.
20-1 now, Jeff. What do we have? Like $300 on this race? We're moving.
What are you
lines like
talking
that?
about, Donnie? You're looking at Laurel odds.
Where's our horse at?
Your horse is 8-1. It's pretty simple.
Christ.
Can you read? It says Churchill Downs.
Like, why would it be having Churchill Downs down there and then switching up to another
because
race?
it's like a timeline. It goes back through all the different races.
Good Lord, this
you've got to look at what race you are and what number it is.
Man. All right,
I got the 3 and 7 here.
Weightlessness 10-1 now. Good. Odds are getting better as we go.
Yeah, you're probably going to close around 10 or 8-1. That's good stuff. I mean, for that horse, it's good. I don't think he's going to win.
We got 2 laps.
I think the horse finishes second or third personally. But
how long the race, Jeff? I don't see the thing up top.
All right, here we go. Second starting good. Good for you.
Oh,
there's the 3.
Let's go,
3
baby.
and 7. 3. Look at our horses. They're on first, second, third.
Boy, my boy's sprint.
All right, come on.
He's weightlessness.
Oh, it's
got no weight on him.
Come on, 3 and 7. Let's go.
Come on, get aerodynamic, man. Get aerodynamic.
I mean, this is going to be fun because we have all 3 horses top 1, 2, 3. So
9-1. Let's go. How do we get in second place already? Or no, there we go.
Watch, none of us are going to win here.
Hold 2.
That 5 is going to fuck us. Here we go.
He's holding. All right, stay inside.
Go 3. Come on, 3.
Come on, 2. Get the whip. Get the whip early. Get the whip. Come on.
Come on, 3. Come on, 3. Run 3. Run 3. Run 3. Stay on the fucking. Come on, you pygmy.
6. Look at the 6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Get the fuck in, 3. Come on.
That was a close one down the stretch.
See, I told you. Come on, blood. 3, 9-2. Let's go.
All right, it's time for some lunch over here.
What are you going to have, Donnie?
I don't know. I'm going to find something, though.
Look at the guy on the right, Donnie. Does he not look like a horse better?
Who? You?
The guy on the right there.
Oh, there we go. I was watching the wrong feed. Jeez.
He just looks like a better. All right. So yeah, there we go. Nice little way to start. That's
another day, another dollar.
Yep. All right. You all have a great night. Thank you for joining us today. We always enjoy doing the show. I won't be on today. The rest of the day, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern. You all have a good night. Thanks for watching. I like Merrimack today to beat or to hang in the game against Dartmouth. Have a great night. Thank you for watching.